Just waiting for that folks to jump in on the live and make a statement. Happy this morning. Jump in. Sometimes it's on private only. I'm not too sure whether it's on public. So if I see you jump in, I know whether or not it's public or private. Right, so I guess it's public. Waiting for a few folks to jump in on the live. Today is the 11th day of August in the year of our Lord 2020. It's one day after the elections, which was considered to be... Every election is the mother of all elections. They always say that. Anyways, I'm here this morning. A very good morning. It's still morning, a few minutes before midday. So it's a very good morning. We're here to say thank you to all the supporters, well-wishers, and party members of the People's National Movement for returning the People's National Movement back to office as the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. In addition to that, even though we're still here to say thank you to all the people of Moruga Tableland, members, supporters, and friends who came out to support the People's National Movement. So the most insignificant voter who is considered, or people who are looking at you and think you are UNC and not knowing that you would go and vote the PNM, and nobody knowing that you vote the PNM, you are important. You are what keeps us going. You are the ones who really matters in terms of the insignificant ones who choose to support this party with a long history. And for all those of you who would rather the PNM than to go accepting gifts from the other side, to you we say thank you. And to all of you who would have even accepted gifts from the other side and still went and support the PNM, to you we say thank you as well. But we recognize that we have a lot of work to do in the People's National Movement, because if a constituency like Moruga Tableland, which has had a history of neglect and by all parties, and I make no apologies in terms of sometimes we ourselves have neglected, and I say we collectively, People's National Movement, in the past have neglected the Moruga Tableland constituency. Albeit the last 5 years, we have seen tremendous changes within the constituency. And so in spite, and you know it's ironic, in all the years that Moruga Tableland in our lifetime have been neglected, the last 5 years has been so significant. The last 5 years has seen so much development in the physical infrastructure in the Moruga Tableland constituency. And it's amazing, in the midst of this last 5 years, when we have seen so much growth and development, this is the time when they would choose to go into opposition. You tell me something is wrong, something has to be wrong. Notwithstanding the fact that the security mentioned to us last night that they found that the returning officer, or some officer, I don't want to create no waves here. Some officer came back to Cohen Hamilton late last night, went in the garbage bin looking, and found a bag with ballot paper in it. And that is yet to be verified. But the individual was from the EBC office who came back and found the bag with the ballots in it, in the garbage bag, put on her gloves, went in the garbage bin, and pulled out the bag and took it to the office of the returning officer in Princestown. That should be investigated. That certainly should be investigated. Notwithstanding the fact that we lost in the Princestown, the Moruga Tableland, but the margin of victory, something calls into question with the margin of victory. You know, we are not sourpuss, we are not sour losers or sore losers, but once you lose fair and square, I have no problem with taking a cutlass on my backside. But if I am losing, and I'm losing by nefarious methods, then I have a problem with that. Because if I'm playing fair, and I'm boxing clear with my gloves, but you put in a pebble or a coin inside your gloves to hit me, then I have a problem with that. You're not fighting a fair fight. So, all being said, I was saying earlier that in all the history of Moruga Tableland, right, within the last 5 years, is the most amount of development that would have come to Moruga Tableland, and specifically Moruga, in such a short space of time, within 5 years. And All the other years, Maruga Tableland has been in the government. And the one time within the last how many years that you have gotten development, you choose to go the position. Something is totally wrong. Something is totally wrong. Then again, you have the right to support who you're supporting. I have on my PNM flag and I have my PNM thing on my visor, and people just giving me light who are supportive of the PNM and proud that the PNM has been returned to office. I read a clip that Josh Marlene Henry's son from Marak sent me, and the thing said that when Rowley called on Kamala to apologize about the banana ad that they had going, and you know they had several racist ads going, and that is what I'm saying. I find it that we have a lot of work to do, because if Kamala could insult black people like that and the same black people could go out and vote for Kamala, then I tell you, Willie Lynch was right, but abuse us, and the more you abuse us, is the more we accept. The more we accept. So yeah, sorry about that. I was saying earlier that they abuse us with the ads. They overdo it with the ads. They went overboard. But yet still, the Afro-Trinidadian youth of Maruga still decide to support, because something in their mind can't compute, or wasn't computing what was taking place. I don't understand it. So that means we have a lot of work to do. Anyway, I was talking about the ad that Dr. Rowley called on Kamala to apologize. So one guy went on a rant and he said, apologize so what? You are the one who is responsible for them being hungry and poor and whatsoever. And when Kamala come in power on Tuesday, you're going to make sure they get nothing, or they get nothing. And that was just one of the rants. And the amount of rant they were ranting, and the amount of posts I saw yesterday and the day before yesterday, I wonder how they're feeling this morning. You know, we are glorious. When we win, we are not the kind of people to shook it down your throat and rub it in your face. The process of democracy is in place. The people have voted and the people have chosen. When we lose, we're still gracious in our defeat. We are gracious enough to accept defeat. You know, that's the way we are. We are gracious to accept our defeat. So, again, we have a lot of work to do, not only in Maruga Tableland, but in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of education, because we live on an island. There's nowhere else we could go. We have African, we have Chinese, we have Indian, we have Syrian, and we all have to live here. So we all have to cohabitate. We all have to learn to live together on this island, and come to some common ground where we all can have respect one for the other. And except we learn to do that, we'll always have problems. Always have problems. So this is just me here saying good afternoon. Good afternoon now. And thanks again to all the supporters who came out in the large numbers yesterday supported the PNM, not only in Maruga Tableland but throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, and who once again defended the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago. You have done us proud, and democracy has prevailed. Kamala says she's calling for recount in 3 constituencies. Just a formality. Just a formality. But I still bring into question that situation with the EBC. That question of EBC and the bad